It's Christine Richardson from Natural Healing, and I'm very, very happy to be here to tell you more about what naturopathy is. So I've done a little survey in the last couple of days, and many of you knew what naturopathy is, and many, just as many, didn't know anything about it. So here is me shedding a little light on it. So I have been studying naturopathy and nutrition. Naturopathy is practically the opposite to Western medicine. So we have naturopathic medicine and allopathic medicine, which is the Western medicine. So what we like to use as a little analogy is the fishbowl analogy. So if you imagine you had a little fishbowl with a fish, your pet fish, and the fish would be looking really, really poorly, and it's kind of lying on its side and it's going, swimming at the top, not its usual happy self. If you took the fish to the Western doctor, what they would do is usually take the fish out and inspect it and examine it and diagnose, say, fish is very poorly. I think we need to give it some medicine. So often let it be antibiotics. So I'm just saying this for the sake of it. So they inject it with some antibiotics and they put the fish back in the fishbowl, and you go home and you wait for that fish to get better. Well, in naturopathic medicine, what we do is we look at not only the fish and the symptoms that a fish is showing, we're actually looking at the entire environment that is creating, obviously, the living environment for this fish and is having an influence on it. So imagine this murky fishbowl with murky water and the fish lying on its side. So what we would do is we would safely take that fish out, clean it up and put it in fresh water in a separate bowl. Fresh, clean, filtered water. And then we would return back to its environment and clean up its environment. So clean up the fishbowl, make it all fresh, make it all new. Give it the environment for the fish to return to, safely to, and then thrive in it. Give it the right nutrients, give it everything that its body needs to thrive. So then we would take, once we've achieved that, we will take that fish back and put it into its own environment and send you home with it. And then what you would usually see is that fish will start to thrive and heal itself without giving any medicine. So that really is how us naturopaths describe what we actually do. So when you come to see a naturopath, especially someone who studied, like me, naturopathic nutrition, then we will be looking at 4 key elements for your treatment. Number 1 is always hydration. So we are looking at your hydration levels in your body, which we can read. We look at what hydration you are keeping in, and we're looking at what hydration you're actually putting in, not just via liquids, but also via foods. And in particular, we encourage to increase your hydration intake by swollen foods, taking in swollen foods. And that's what we would be teaching you about. The second point that we would look at is nutrition. So we would look at what is creating acidity in your body and look to cut those out, reduce them, cut them out, and then create an eating plan for you that is healthy, wholesome, and sustainable for the future. So it becomes a lifestyle for you and not just a one-off diet that no one wants and no one enjoys. So the third point is that we're looking at purposeful supplementation. And the big emphasis here is on purposeful, because supplements, we can take them left, right and centre, but if they are not prescribed and taken in the right optimal environment and combination, then they can just be, money thrown out of the window, really. And obviously in general, we want to encourage to take in all of your nutrients via food. So this would be just a short-term medium for us to enhance your recovery from whatever symptoms you're having. And they're very much purposeful. So they are prescribed given your circumstances and what is needed for the short to medium term. And the fourth point that we look at as naturopaths is naturopathic techniques. So I've been talking about those a little bit this month, as it is kind of spring clean month. We're looking at how do we not only put obviously good foods, good supplements, positive thoughts in, we're also looking at how do we get the negative things out. And there's lots and lots of naturopathic techniques that we can use. And we would be teaching you in a session, or obviously over the course of the sessions, how to apply them safely and correctly and to the desired result. But lastly, really, on top of those four main points, what I found wonderful about the approach where I've studied the Nutritional Healing Foundation in the UK is that we look at the holistic and spiritual kind of environment of that person's soul and mind. And that's why mindfulness is a wonderful tool for naturopaths to use. And we're actually encouraging people to heal from within, not just on a physical level, but also on a mental level. And again, all of these techniques in naturopathy, they play in hand beautifully to guide you from feeling diseased to living with ease. And that really is the journey that we want to encourage, without the use of unnecessary pharmaceuticals at times, without the use of potentially unnecessary operations, to give an alternative before we go and look at maybe the necessary final option. But that really should be the first turning point for everyone, to look at how can I heal naturally before I go and use the artificial way and the quick fix, which often isn't a fix, it's looking at the symptoms. Whereas as naturopaths, we always look beyond the symptoms for the causes. What causes these symptoms? And then we're actually working on the causes rather than the symptoms. Obviously, we are going to help you with managing your symptoms so that they're easier to bear, because sometimes they can be terribly discomforting. But really what we're working on is the causes, so that long term you are free from your symptoms. So that tonight really is the wrap up of what naturopathy is. And if you have any questions, then please shout them out now. But I would also like to invite you to visit my website, which is christinerichardson.co.uk, and you can sign up for my free newsletter, and you can also book a free clarity call of 15 minutes just to see whether naturopathy would be something for you that you would like to pursue at this moment in time. So I hope you find this useful when you're watching it, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. So have a lovely Easter break. Lots of love. Take care. Bye from me.